Well, hello there. It's Beards and Bangers, and today you join me on a very wet Easter bank holiday Monday. I was hoping to get on with this job really early in the day. I'm feeling much better. As you know, I've had a couple of health problems, couple of which I've got to sort out, mostly weight related, so there we are. That's a learn. But as you can see, yeah, I've got a slightly saggy headlining here in the MGTF, so we'll do some work today.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
Yeah, so as you know, my MGTF is in pretty good condition. There's just really a couple of jobs need doing. First one is the headlining, which we're going to tackle today, hopefully. And then the second one is the front fog lights. Now, I've got a bit of a tale about the fog lights because I wasn't feeling overly great early last week. So I saw someone put a post up on Facebook offering loads of spares. So I said, oh, how much for the fog lights? They said, oh, 30 quid plus about £10 postage. And I was like, perfect, that's brilliant. So I paid them some money, friends and family, and nothing turned up. So I got done good and proper. So a couple of learns there. One, don't always trust stuff on Facebook or Facebook groups or Facebook Marketplace. Secondly, if you're buying anything on PayPal, make sure you pay for it as goods and services, and you can get your money back much easier. Luckily, I explained the situation to PayPal. Though you can actually phone them. It's bloody hard to find their phone number, but you can phone PayPal. I managed to do that and explain the situation and got money back. So, but lesson learned. So I'm learning a few lessons at the moment. Number one, don't part with your money by being too trusting, and number two, don't get too fat because it causes things like diabetes and high blood pressure. But anyway, what I've got to do is get this headlining out. So the headlining on the TF is pretty small on the hard top. That is, you may be thinking, why's it got hard headlining on his soft top? This is the hard top headlining. It's secured. We'll get you down so you can have a look. Yeah, so from what I can see, the headlining's held on by the clips that hold the whole hard top down, and then we've just got two little pressy things there. I can't remember what they're called, but never mind. So what we'll do is we'll try and extricate all these bits now, and see if we can slide the headlining out through the door. Right, so it's a bit of a job to get the camera in a good place, but I've undone this bracket here. I don't know how well you can see it, and I'm going to use a Torx bit and just try and I'm going to use a power drill. I'm not going to use the dugger. I'm going to use just my drill just to try and stay in there. That's it. So drill with a Torx bit, just get it on the reverse setting. We'll have it quite gently done, and we'll just gradually unlock. That's not enough grunt. We'll just gradually loosen them up a bit. Might have to get the dugger. Oh no, that comes out pretty easy. Let's just undo them all before we... undo them all before we take the whole bracket off. That's the bracket out. That's good. Right, let's see how easily that drops down. Right, they're not quite out yet. And I'm not drinking at the moment because I'm on antibiotics, as the Welsh would say. Yeah, there we are. There's one. Let's get this one out here. There's Douay. Yeah, so I'm not drinking. So hopefully we're not going to have a hangover fuel. Oh, I have done it. No, I've done it. I've dropped one. So there we are. One bracket out. Let's make a note. That's the. So I'll put that on that side there, down on the floor. Yeah. So one bracket out. That seems fairly easy. And hopefully we can get the headlining fixed back pretty easily. Of course, that does mean that the roof is now loose. Let's do the other one. And that has come out as well. luckily I've got my brackets. There we are. One to the left. Right, so that's the brackets taken out. So hopefully we can now get these two little press studs out. Let's just stop the camera and turn you around. So what I'll do is get the headlining out, then I'll put the brackets back in. Brackets, clips. My brain's not working still. So I'm going to use a stubby screwdriver just to try and prise out these popper things. And I'm sure there's probably a proper tool to do this, but I don't have it, so I can't do it. Let's try. Oh, they ease out with your fingers actually pretty easily, so that's good. So I'm about to disappear because hopefully I'm about to get covered in headlining. There we are, both of those out. There we go. So now we can slide the headlining out and hopefully refit it. Yeah, so the headlining popped out really easily. I know the ZT Austin's done the headlining on my ZT 190. I know the saloons are a lot harder to get out, but yeah, literally, just so you know what I've done, just gently eased out these little studs at the back here. The headlining's not stuck at all here, and then you just loosen the roof ever so slightly by pushing up on it, if you can see that. And that releases the headlining. So I didn't want to take the hard top off because I'm on my own, and I don't want to keep knocking on mates' doors to come and give me a hand. But yeah, it actually came out really easily. I've put it in a safe place in the house, and we'll do some indoor videoing in a sec. But what I'm going to do now is actually put the brackets back on, just so that the roof is sealed, because I think it's going to rain again, and obviously water will get in the car if I don't do that. So I'll do that off camera because it's not that interesting doing bolts up, but yeah, headlining out really straightforwardly. Right, so the next job is on a table. You need to get the little poppy things out, and this one has actually got a crack in it. I don't know how well you can see that. You can buy replacements of these, so it won't be too precious, but we'll just carefully get those out and retain, because I haven't actually got any of those. And then we've got to carefully get the headlining, the actual fabric, off of the biscuit, I call it. So it's stuck. It's actually stuck all right on the sides. It seems to have dropped. Yeah, it's gone in the middle. So where it's kind of pressed together and isn't that exposed, it's actually all right. So we'll just carefully remove. There's a bit of a hole in the fabric there. It's not too bad, we'll stretch that back in a minute anyway. So we'll carefully get our fabric off, we'll put it away from the cat, because I can imagine the cat will absolutely love this. And then we need to see what the state of the actual foam is itself. Now I'm useless at editing videos, so I would fast forward through this bit to spare you having to watch the whole thing, but I'm afraid you're going to have to. Well, I might just cut it out, I don't know yet. See where the mood takes me later on. So that's all that. Yeah, the foam is pretty manky, so that's going to need a scrubbing, which we shall do next. So I'll go ahead, get the rest of this fabric off, and then we'll deal with the actual foam itself. So here's our issue. The foam has come away from the actual fibrous bit here, and it's come away with the headline. So I'm going to try. It's not got a lot of grip in it, so you can see it's coming off like that. So we'll, this might be a new headlining job altogether. We'll try and get it just fixed up temporarily, so that if I do take the car to POL, it's not got a saggy headlining, because quite frankly, going up the M40 with that caressing my bald head is not something I really want. Okay, so that's the fabric off. So we'll just get a brush. Yeah, I think we need new foaming cloth. If I brush this now, you can see it's just coming. It's completely coming away. Hopefully you can see that. So that's pretty useful. What I'm going to stick this back temporarily, then we're going to have to go for new foam and fabric altogether. So let's get it back in, so at least we've got headlining in the car, just really to keep the noise down. And then yeah, what a pain. So a few days have elapsed, so we're going to have to get the rotary drill on this with this nice little brush attachment. I think it's just pence off Amazon, just to get this stubborn foam off, and then we can put some adhesive on and get some new fabric on. So the fabrics have arrived. I think it's probably over a week between starting this video and finishing it. So I'm going to go over these tough areas and then very carefully go around the edges. So, and also these bits here where it's very thin, so we've got to be very careful where we get that. So let's see how this brush does at getting the stubborn bits off. Probably drop down a speed, I think. What we don't want to do is delaminate the fiberboard. Laying down flat might be easier. Yes. Chapping off some bits really easily, but others are still very stubborn. So as long as they're flat, I think we should be all right. Careful, just don't catch that ball down, which I've done twice. Right, so I'll get this jobbed, including getting off this foam round here, and then the next thing we'll do is get the fabric on. Right, so here's our fresh material. It's not a bad colour match. What we need to do is lay some out and then cut it down. I'll make sure we've got an overhang as well, because we're going to turn it slightly round the corner. This is doubled up, so obviously we'll flop it out in a minute, and then with a good pair of scissors just cut it down, which you probably can't see because I put the camera in the wrong place. We've got some spare headlining here, which I don't know what we'll do with, because it's the wrong colour. This is the right colour for the TF, and we need to do the BRM next at some juncture, and it's not the right colour for that. So I'll just offer this up just to see if it fits, which it does, of course. Got a bit of a crease there, but that will drop out. There we are. That's nice. That feels nice as well. Yeah, so the actual biscuit doesn't look terribly clean, but it's as good as we can get it. Excellent. Right, let's roll this up carefully, and then we're going to spray adhesive all over the biscuit. And I'm doing this outside because this adhesive really is quite not. Just get a few of these more loose bits off. Yeah, not ideal, but there we are. So we've got some spray adhesive here, so we'll get covering, and we need to make sure we get it on all surfaces. So we'll do it in little sort of 6-inch doobraries like that. We can always, and we'll go over these side bits again here. Right, so I'll finish this off camera. You don't want to see the whole thing. I'll just do a bit more so you can see. Yeah, and then there's no harm in it, because we can let this go off slightly before we actually put the foam on. There'll be enough grab. So I'll get this done, then we'll offer the material up. That's our adhesive on. So we'll just very carefully lift the replacement material and try and get it that crease centre. Oh, we've got plenty of slack there, so that's fine. So we'll just, from the centre, we'll just smooth it out. We've already got some crap on there, but never mind. Oh, that feels lovely. What a difference. So yeah, press it on all over, get the dusty bits off. That foam gets everywhere, and when your headlining is going, you end up with that orange foam all over your car. So we're not going to try and turn it down yet. We'll let this adhere. Got a couple of creases, not overly pleasing, but it's better than a droopy one. That is for sure. Let's turn the biscuit round so we can. I'll turn you round so we can see a little bit what I'm doing. So we've got a bit of a crease there, so we'll just ease that out. And we've obviously got fixings, so we've got the 2 clips here, and we've got the holes for the brackets, so we'll leave those. We won't bother cutting those until we're really done. We just need to trim those back, obviously, to get bits in. I'm just going to quickly sticking to that joint there, so we'll just make sure that pressed on a bit better. There we are. Okay, so we'll leave this outside. It's sunny. We'll leave it outside as long as we dare, just because it's the solvent's quite strong. Press along this where the material was folded. Right, we'll leave this outside now for a few hours, just for it to go off a bit, and then we shall start detailing it round these bits. Right, so now the glue's dry on one side, we can start to trim it around here. I've already cut off the sort of the excess, so I'll just get some glue on there, like so. And then we can start to stick this up, and then when we get to a turn, we just need to put a little cut into the foam and make sure we get it right round this corner nicely. There we are. So there we've got a turn, so we need to put a little nick in it like that, and then we can turn it in like so. There's a bit more glue in there. And we'll do the same along here. Oh, getting a bit low on glue. Very low on glue, in fact. Oh dear. Right, so I'm driving this car tomorrow, so I need to get my little skates on. And just trim it a bit around there. Right, let's start on this corner over here. Right, so I managed to get one side down. Just need to leave it a bit longer. It says leave it 30 seconds, but I think leave the adhesive for about a minute and it just sticks a little bit better, particularly on this substrate. So we shall make some cuts. This is really not my kind of thing at all. It requires patience, skill, dedication, which is why this video has taken nearly 2 weeks to make. So I'm going to work around this and then we'll get it back in the car. Right, so now it's all fixed down, we have the pleasure of putting it back in. So hopefully the reverse. I'm going to attempt to show you this, if I can get the little camera just sitting on its thing properly. So we'll start off with these, because we need to get the little back ones lined up. So this is a little bit easier. So I'm going to move that. We of course need to get the nuts out that are holding these clips in. I think it was that one from memory. No, one down. And it is about to start raining, so I've timed this. No, not that one. It must be the smallest one. Is it? It is. Right, so yeah, don't use a dugger for this. It's too much. Duggering is too much. There's our fixing for our Dewberry flip-flop, and let's get the other one off at the same time. We'll get this back bit lined up first, because that'll be easier, he said, changing his mind. Very beards and bangers. Make a little hole. Grab one of our clips. You probably can't see this because the camera's going everywhere. I am sweating like a sweaty thing. So that's one in place. Let's get the other one in place. That might make our lives a little bit easier while we try and mount this. Oh. Right, there we are, there's one. One. 2. There we are, wasn't so bad. Now we can manipulate this a bit easier. Right, so that will need to flop up there. And then we've got, I need to get this into this above there. Oh God. Who said this was a good idea? That's better. Not want to come out of there. Awkward. Right, so we've got it in. Secret is to cut a pocket, then there's like a little bit that kind of faces forward, and just push that in there and then fix it in. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it's better than it was, so I will have to redo this at some point, but at least it's not going to be dangling on my head when I take it out for a drive tomorrow. So I'll get this other one done and then we wrap up. Well, that was possibly the most painful YouTube video I've had to make. Hopefully it's not painful for you watching it back. Yeah, it's taken me 2 weeks to do a piss poor job on this headlining, but we finally managed to get it in. Yeah, it'll do. It's not perfect, but it's my first go. But what it does do is it means that I haven't got material hanging on my head when I take this car to drive it day on Sunday. So I shall spin you round. Well, thank you for watching. The next videos from me will be some drive it today action, and also we'll do a little video on how this TF 160 drives, because we haven't really done that yet, because last time I was driving this car on video I was making my way back from Devon. So we'll do a little mini review on this car and yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, for now the headlining is partially done, or a little bit wrinkly, but it's my first go and I'm not overly happy with the material. It's not quite the right fabric for this car. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and share, and I will see you again very soon on the next episode of Beards and Bangers. Goodbye.